Keeps goes in for a couple of yards, but I think there may be an offside. The right end for California. Minahan has jumped off and couldn't get back in time. For just a moment, referee Blake is giving Ohio State its selection, whether to take a 2-yard gain or to take a 5-yard offside penalty. And Ohio State, of course, will save a down and gain 3 yards by taking the penalty. So it's a 5-yard penalty against California. This is the first penalty assessed so far this afternoon. Now the sun is breaking through. So it is first down and 5 for the Buckeyes, squarely on the 50-yard line. The ball is just over into California domain. Both ball clubs are big. They're talented. Both can pass. Both can run. Now Ohio State ready. Flanagan set over the ball. Single wing over to the left. Call in the tailback. Spins. Gives to the wing back. Hamilton on reverses. And he's hit at the line of scrimmage. Goes on for a couple of yards. Gets loose for 5. Out of bounds at the 41-yard line. After he was stopped at the line of scrimmage, he finally had to be pushed out of bounds by safety man Carl Van Hewitt of the Bears, who came up to meet him and cut him out of bounds at the California 40-yard line. So it's another first down for Ohio State. And 2 of them. So Ohio State, for those of you who just joined us on Gillette's presentation of the Rose Bowl broadcast, Ohio State received the opening kickoff. On the ground, has now moved in 3 running plays for its second first down to the California 40-yard line. A net gain so far of 30 yards on the ground. Ohio State in shining white helmets, white jerseys, red numbers. Single wing over to the right. Ball to the tailback. Marsh in the full gives to Sadek the quarter, who gives back to Hamilton, who is on reverse around left end. He stopped at the line of scrimmage. It's the first time that an Ohio running play is stopped. There was multiple ball handling in the backfield with a single wing over to the right. That play loses 2 yards, in fact. The ball went to the fullback, who started in as though he would go into the line, and gave to the quarterback, who was in the blocking position, who spun and pitched back to the wingback as he reversed around left end. It was the right wing. It loses also 2 yards, so it's second down and 12. The Buckeyes on the California 42. No score. The ball game is early. Single wing over to the right. Ohio State stops everything. There's the full, giving to Savage, who pitches back, and Kroll is thrown at the 50-yard line. So the Golden Bears now begin driving in and have messed up Ohio's last 2 running plays. The ball is down on the Ohio 49-yard line for a deficit of 7, which makes it third down and 19. Bob Minahan, who recently was offside, this time more than paid it back with interest as he broke through and smeared it. So there was the duplicate again. First there was the multiple ball handling, 3-man touching the ball being passed twice, and this time it doesn't work either way. So the Buckeyes trying to figure out what to do. Single wing over to the right, 30-19. Is this the pass play coming up? It is. Savage going back to pass, goes down through the middle, and it is intercepted by California at the 32-yard line. California's Baldwin has it. He goes up to the 40, to the 45, to the 50, goes on to the Ohio State 45, and he is dropped. Savage's pass is intercepted, and by Baldwin on the California 32-yard line, 33-yard line, but it is ruled that he was on his knees when he intercepted, and therefore the play is recalled to the spot of the interception, and his run is nullified. And the college rules, not like the professionals, if a player's knees are down, that's where the play is automatically over. So there is the pass interception. The first pass attempted by Ohio State, promptly intercepted by California, and California goes on the offense. First down and 10 on its own 32-yard line. In a T formation, a balanced line. Solari in there running the ball cut. Gives to his left halfback on a straight ahead play, which is nothing at all. Frank Brock going in and only gains 2 yards up to the 34. So she's second and 8. That is one of the most devastating of the Bear plays, is that quick ahead play. If you've seen the Chicago Bears play, then you will know how this tee operates a great deal, because this is pretty much a Bear tee that the California Bears use. Now, California squad offset. Ohio State is in the variation of a 6-2-3 right now, a 6-2-2-1. There's the tee. Offset to Larry underneath. Fakes to his full, keeps, and he's thrown for a loss back on the 28-yard line. Breaking through was Captain Jack Wilson. Broke through and threw him. Broke through very nicely. Not Wilson, Troutwine. Troutwine broke through. A beautiful play. Troutwine broke through and stopped him. Coming through from defensive right tackle on the 29-yard line for a loss of 5. So she's third down and 13. And now the 2 lines are setting themselves defensively. Both teams use a platoon system, and we'll check for you in a moment. Frank Brock was out as a flanker on the right. He's the left halfback now for California. Solari, the quarterback, going back, and he's got a pass. There's a handkerchief down. He also, Solari slips and falls on his own 18-yard line. So let's see what goes on this one. Time is called. No score. Neither team has been able to do anything in the last couple of moments. For those of you who just joined us, Ohio State took the opening kickoff, marched a net of 30 yards, making 2 first downs, and then when it looked as though the Buckeyes were rolling, the forward line of the Bears messed up 2 reverses and pushed Ohio State back, and then a pass was intercepted, and back, let's see, Backfield in motion for California is declined by Ohio State in as much as Solari slipped and fell on his own 18. So he lost 11, and it makes it 4th down and 24. Solari went back to pass, fell on his own 18. Therefore, the California backfield in motion is declined. So Solari is back in kick formation, standing on his own 7-yard line. Janowicz and Newell are back as dual safety men for Ohio State. No score early in the first quarter. A poor pass from center. The kick just does get away. It's partially blocked and goes out of bounds, not quite to midfield. The pass from center from Staffordus was high and to the right for Solari, who had to go off balance, bring the ball down, and to wonder he got his kick off at all. It is angled out on the California 41-yard line. So Ohio State, which kicked 3rd and 19 from its own 49, which passed and had an intercepted from its own 49, gets the ball back. 1st and 10 on the California 41. No score. Ohio State has its offensive unit in. California its defense. They shift out there and don't waste any time. Now, for the first time, Ohio State is in a tee. Savick gives the ball to Crawl. And there's a halfback. Hit up the line of scrimmage and stopped after a 1-yard gain. Hit in there by Ed Bartlett, who pinched in from defensive left end. The California end switch. The offensive right end, defensive left end. Hope that doesn't confuse you too much. And Ohio State uses a 4-2 line all the time, whether it runs from a tee or whether it runs from a single wing. 2nd down and 9. One pass has been tried. Ohio State tried it, and California intercepted. California in a 5-3. There's the fullback, Martin, coming through, going to the 30. Hit and drops on the 25-yard line, but ball went. There was beautiful faking in there by Pandel Savick, who faked as though he would pass. Meanwhile, handed the ball to his fullback, Big Curly Morrison, ball from Columbus, 6'2" and 214, and he runs for Ohio State's 3rd first down to the California 26-yard line. 1st and 10 at the 26, another 14 yards. So all the first down so far belongs to the Buckeyes. There have been no score. 10 minutes left in the first quarter. Time not a factor. Single wing over to the right for the Buckeyes. Direct pass to Crawl, who keeps and spins and dives back in for 2 yards. Maybe 3. He gets down to about the 23. That's all. Crawl is not very big as backs go. He's 175 pounds, but he likes to really butt head. And he just took a half spin and keep. That was sort of a timing play to allow a trap to open up ahead, but there wasn't much of an opening. The Bear line contained him, and it is 2nd down and 7 at the 23. No closer to one sideline than the other. And the T formation now. Savick going back for pass. Quarterback back to his 32. Passes, and it is no good. Almost intercepted by George Souza. Tall defensive right end. He's 6'2", jumped up and batted the ball down. So Ohio State's passing has not gone anyplace at all. 2 passes tried. The first one intercepted by the Bears. The only time they've had the ball. So it is now 3rd down and 7. No score. 3rd and 7. The Buckeyes back in the huddle. Ohio State's defense, with not very much ground to cover, is in fairly tight. Both teams so far have stuck pretty close to a 6-man line. Now the linebacker up there, it's a 6-2-2-1. There's Savick giving to Crawl, who pitches back to his left end, who goes down to the 20 and out of bounds. Smitka on an end-around play. The left end goes out of bounds at the 19-yard line. Savick, the quarterback, pitching back to his left end on an end-around. Down to the 19. Picked up 4 yards, and it is 4th down and 3. Ohio State on the California 19, no score. And, of course, this is a moment in which the right play has to be called with precision. Speaking of precision, of course, you always think of that precision instrument, the Gillette safety razor. That's always precision guaranteed. Now, let's see. Ohio State back in the huddle. Out to come. Line is forming 4-2 over to the right. Single wing over to the right. Hamilton on the wing. Crawl and Marshall back. Marshall, the fullback, into the line. He's running for the first down. He's down close and out of bounds on about the 13-yard line. The fullback went for it. He went for it and he got it. Curly Morrison is driven for the first down on the 13-yard line. Ohio State, its 4th first down on the California 13. 1st and 10. That was a net of 6 and twice as much as needed. So Ohio State now has a new lease on offensive life, and the Bears are in a dilemma. They are between Suller and Charybdis right now. The Buckeyes out of the huddle. They're in a tee with the left hand out wide. Now they're shifting to a single wing over to the right. There's Marshall spinning, giving to Crawl, and Hamilton, he falls. Hamilton falls at the 15-yard line. And to help him fall was defensive left end Bob Minahan. Loses 2 on the play. 2nd down and 12. Just a moment. California is being given an option on this play, so maybe there's a penalty coming up against Ohio State. Let's see what it is. There were 2 yards lost on the running play by Ohio State. Get that play, I think there's a penalty that is about to be invoked. So this pushes the Buckeyes back now, and California gets a big lift. This is the second lift that California has gotten, as Ohio State has made two offensive spearheads. The first with a pass interception, for which California can take due credit. This one is a 15-yard penalty. So it is a first down. A little over 25 yards to go. Savage gives to his fullback, Morrison, who bucks in and knows what place to call. Richter, linebacker, hit him in there very hard and really dumped him. Those two met. Stopped on the 28-yard line. Second down and 25. It was first and 27 just now, because the 15-yard penalty was from the spot of the foul. That's where the ball had been put in play previously. No score. The sun is about to eat up all of the overhanging clouds. You can now see the Sierra Madres coming up across the stadium. There's Carl going back for a pass. He throws and completes it down to the 25. It's run on to the 18-yard line. The pass is Jerry Crawl, the left halfback, running to his left, which is an odd play for a man who's right-handed, and completed the pass to Jimmy Haig. Haig, who had crossed over. So it is complete down to the 18-yard line. Third down and 15. This is the third pass by the Buckeyes. It is the first completed. No score. Ohio State down close again. California, beleaguered on defense. Ball in a third of the way from the sideline at the Buckeyes left. There's Savage going back for a pass. The quarterback, nice protector, goes to the right flat and overshoots his mark of Hamilton, who had gone out into the right flat. Richter was up to defend against it, but the pass is just incomplete. Four passes now by the Buckeyes. Only one completed. Third is now last down. Fourth and 15. Ohio State on the Bears 18. Now, if you were Savage, the field general for the Buckeyes, what play would you call? If you were Richter, who is the defensive quarterback for the Bears, what defense would you set up? Richter and Groger are linebackers. Ohio State coming out of the huddle. Flanagan coming up to form on the ball. The line is 4-2 to the right, single wing back. Ball in the tailback, takes the ball, he's back for a pass, goes through the middle, it is dropped. It is dropped by Snipka at the 5-yard line. He hits Snipka right between the hands. It would have been a sure first down, and third probably a touchdown, but Snipka couldn't hold it. So, ball goes over, and the Bears take over. It was the fifth pass to the Buckeyes, so availed. So the Bears take over, first and 10 on their own 18-yard line. And, of course, the California cheering section, let's go with a mighty roar. We have 7 minutes and 23 seconds left in the first quarter. Now let's see, the Bears have their offensive unit in. The ends are out a couple of yards. Solari in there to run the ball club. It's in a strict T formation. He gives to his right half on a straight-ahead play. Monachino, who goes across the line, hits up to the 20 and drags on to the 23. It's also 5 yards, second and 5. This is the biggest piece of yardage gained, I think, so far by the Bears this afternoon. Bucky Works, who is quite a linebacker, 170 pounds, back at the left side, made the tackle then for Ohio State. For the Bears, we have Solari at quarterback, Bronk at left half, Shabaram at fullback, and Monachino at right half. They're in a team. Solari, who's quite a gambler and a very artful handler of the ball, reaches in underneath the set of Sapka, takes the ball, and pitches back now to Monachino, who's wide around him for a first down to the 30, and he's out of bounds at the 33-yard line. Jim Monachino. A month ago, I saw him break the ball game against Stanford in the third quarter, going over 85 yards. He broke that ball game, half and two. And now he breaks for the first California Bear first down. So the Bears took a their first down. First down and 10 at their own 33-yard line. That play was another 10. Now the Bears have their turn to roll. Ohio State and then it's 6-2-1. The first time we get a timeout, we'll go over the ball club for you. Now we have Frank Brunk going out as the flanker on the right. And there is a pitch back to the fullback. Shabaram moves wide around right end, goes to the line of scrimmage, 5 yards, goes on, and is hit short of the 40 and drops at the 39. Pete Shabaram, who is a 180-pound, rather long-legged fullback. Both fullbacks can lope. Both the offensive fullbacks goes up to the 39-yard line, a 6-yard gain, second down and 4. Janowitz and Newell had the trap in the secondary. Speaking about Newell, Wes Buster says that he's the most underrated player that he has in his squad this year. Now the Bears driving for a first down, second and 4 on their own 39. Solari, who's liable to call anything, E-L-E-R-I, is the spelling of his name. Quarterback reaches under, gives to his left half. Bronco breaks up on the straight ahead, and he's close for a first down at the 42. I don't think he's quite got it, judging from the position of the official. He's a little short of the 42-yard line. Laniger and Matte stacking that one. Ball being positioned. Hold it to take a look. It is not close enough for a first down. She's a couple of feet short. Third down and a scant yard. Let us put it at the 42-yard line. So this is indeed a big play for the Bears. The Ohio State line rushes in where it becomes practically an 8-man unit. It's practically an 8-3 at the moment in tight. Brock is a flanker. They give to the fullback who is in there for the first down. Shabaram drives right on through power. Ohio State recently called on Morrison for a first down, and he got it. And now the Bears turn to their power man in the backfield, Shabaram, and he gets it. Janowitz and Laniger making the stop at the 46-yard line. So he needed 1 and he got 4. So it is 1st and 10 for the Bears. Their second first down in a row. Ohio State racked up 4 first downs before the Bears got 1. Now the Bears are moving for the first time. They're in a tight tee at the moment. Solari driving the ball flat. Dark blue-shirted goal pants for the Bears. There's a fake and give, and Monachino tries to crisscross the right half of the left side of the line, no place at all. He's piled in there by Laniger and by Shag Thomas. Shag Thomas is a tremendous defensive man. He's a very stocky Negro boy from Bel Air. He's 5'7" and 206 pounds. And to watch him walking around through the Huntington Hotel recently, he has no neck. In other words, he seems to be all shoulders and chest, and he's quite a fellow to run into. No gain on the play. 2nd down and 10. The Bears on their own 46. Brunk is out as a flanker on the left this time for the Bears. There's Solari back for the pass. Nice protection. He throws deep to the middle. It is no good. No good at the Ohio State 35-yard line to Brunk, who was going down from the flanker. He was out of the flanker on the left and started going at right angles to his right. In other words, he was running through the Ohio State secondary, and Solari hit him. That was a nicely thrown pass, but to no avail. That's the first pass thrown by California. Solari went back to throw one earlier, if you recall, and slipped and fell, and the ball had the going play there. So it is now 3rd and 10 for the Bears. No score in the game early in the first quarter. The Bears in the wrong 46. Brunk is a flanker on the right this time, on the opposite side. Solari going back to another pass. Good protection. Throws down the other way. It is complete to the 40 and stopped at the 38-yard line to Begovic, the left end. He's down sharply by Janowitz. It's another first down for the Bears as Solari hits his man at the Ohio State 39-yard line. 1st down and 10. And that was beautiful quarterbacking on the play. That's the 3rd first down for California. 2nd pass drive, first completed. No score in the game. First, they passed to the right, and this time Solari passed to the left. This time he hit it. Now, let's see. The Bears for the first time in Ohio State domain. Send Brunk as the flanker out on the right. The ball's in play on the 39-yard line. Solari bootlegging. Runs around right in. Beautiful deception. Throws down deep to the right. It is intercepted by Ohio State at about the 1-yard line. Intercepted by Billy Newell, who ran on into the end zone. He fell into it, and it drew the touchback. Newell's feet were on about the 1-yard line, but his momentum was such that he fell into his own end zone for a touchback. And so Ohio State intercepts, and the Bears' first rush is stopped. Each team has now thoroughly tested the other. There's been no score, and each squad recognizes that it has a strong foreman in front. So it's a touchback. Pass intercepted by Ohio State. So neither team's passing has netted very much. Ohio State ready to go now. 1st and 10 on its own 20 after the touchback. Single wing over to the right, the offensive unit in. There's the fullback Morrison breaking right through for 10 yards and close to a first down at the 30. That's beautiful deception. Morrison, the fullback, took the ball. Hamilton was the fellow who was faking from the right wing as he went as though he would reverse. It's a first down for Ohio State at the 30. 1st and 10. So he had a sheer power play with magnificent deception in the backfield assisting it. 5 first downs for Ohio State, 3 for California. No score. Ohio State set. The line is 4-2 over to the right. Savage, the quarter underneath the center, takes the ball, pitches back now to Crawl, who comes around right end, goes up to the 30, to the 35, and hits and drops on the 34. As we told you, Crawl isn't very big, but he doesn't try to finesse anybody. He tries to run right through them. Richter grabbed him, and he's a pretty tough man to run through. The play is stopped at the 36. It's 2nd down and 4. The strongest thing you have seen today is manpower. Manpower, both offensively and defensively. The Bears have their defensive unit in. The Ohio State offensive. Savage running the ball. Hamilton's the wing. Morrison's full, and Crawl is the tailback. They're in a tee, and without a shift, Morrison spins, keeps the ball, and throws for a first down at 41. Oh, he's got power. 6'2", 214 pounds. He took a full spin in the fullback and came right back up to the 41-yard line for 5 yards, and he only needed 4. Richter, linebacker, stopped him again, but it is a first down half a dozen for the Buckeyes. No score. 1st and 10. Ohio State now on the ground, especially with Morrison. Has come up 21 yards now in 3 plays. Single wing all set over to the right. Out of the huddle, the line 4-2. Morrison spins, keeps the ball into the center, across to the 50, and he's down for another first down. Boy, this big fullback is taking it over. The 48-yard line of California. Richter again making the stop. 1st and 10. Ohio State on California's 48. So we continue to see it on the ground. No score, and the bar is flying. Ohio State in a tee. Sadek takes the ball, gives to Crawl, and he slips and falls on the 47-yard line, picking up only about 1. Jerry Crawl, who cuts very sharply. The field is quite dry. The field is dry. There's been no rain. There's been some forecast of it, but there's been no rain out here since Ohio State arrived 16 days ago. So the field is perfectly dry. That play to the 47, 1 yard pickup, 2nd down and 9. You can almost sense that the Bears are deepening their defense. Their line is now 5-3, and it's a 2-1. That's back to an 8-man line. And there is a running play with Hamilton on a reverse around to the 30, to the 40, and he's hit down to 35. Hamilton stopped short of the 35. Ray Hamilton stopped by Carl Van Hewitt, and it's another first down as the Buckeyes continue to run. Ran it down to make it to 37. So it is first down and 10. For California, we have timeout. California takes a timeout. Whoops. Second. It's timeout at the end of the quarter. It is a timeout. It is not the end of the quarter. So just hold it a second. We've got about 30 seconds remaining at the end of the first period. Which is a timeout down the playing field. And this is gives us an opportunity to tell you about the setup of the two teams. We have no score, as you know. It's first and 10 for the Buckeyes and the California 37. For Ohio State on offense, we have Snitka, rated the greatest basketball player ever in the history of Ohio State at left end. We're flying him right out of here to get on the basketball squad and open the Western Conference basketball season. O'Hanlon, Toniff, Laniger, Blitz, Wilson, and Haig across the line. In the backfield, as you know, we have Savick, the quarterback, Crawl at left halfback, Hamilton, who just ran for this first down at right halfback, and Morrison is the fullback. Now, for California, with a defensive unit in there, we have Souza at defensive left end, Marburger at left tackle, Fine at left guard. We have two centers in there, so we have 8 linemen, Richter and Grogan. Richter's been playing a lot of football, as you know. Bobby Dodd, this is not the Georgia Tech coach, but the San Francisco boy at right guard. Len Jones, fine Negro defensive guard at right tackle, and Bob Minahan, who's played a lot of defensive right end for the Bears. And the, as I told you, 8 linemen, so the 3 backs in the secondary are Paul Baldwin, who intercepted, and very timely for the Bears, the forward pass earlier in this first quarter. We have Van Hewitt at safety man, who has come up to meet several plays, and Billy Montagna is defensive right halfback. Well, the timeout is exhausted. Here come the Buckeyes. It is no score. Half a minute remaining in the first quarter. The line 4-2 and the backs in the tee. Now they go into a single wing, shift over to the right. The fullback Morrison fakes the saddle, keeps the ball, goes in, and stops at the 33. Got 4 yards. 4th down and 6. Curly Morrison, who fakes and dives and runs. Down to the 33. And I think that is, if somebody doesn't stop the clock, that may be the last play here of the first quarter. There's 10 seconds remaining. Buckeyes in a huddle. The Bears are resting, some of them on 3 points, most on 2. We have 2 seconds. On. The Buckeyes all set. And they get the play off. Savick takes the ball, gives it to Crawl, who runs down to the 30, to the 25, to the 20, and he's hit the stop on the 18-yard line. This time, Crawl got loose. He cut back inside of his own right end, and that was a hole for him, and down he goes to the 18-yard line for a first down for the Buckeyes as the first period ends. That's the 9th first down for Ohio State against 3 in the first quarter for California, and we've had no score in the first period. Well, believe me, the old redhead is going on the broadcasting system.
This is WBBM-ARC in a Wrigley building, Chicago 11.
All right, here we go into the second quarter of the 36th annual Rose Bowl. Ohio State a first down on the California 18. There's Morrison, the fullback, going in there again. No, he hands to Crawl. Beautiful taking, and Crawl goes in to the line of scrimmage, and not very far. This big Morrison is a very artful dodger with that pigskin. He handed the Crawl, who got stopped in the center of the line, especially by Bobby Dodd, 5'11", 198 pounds, and by Forrest Fine, a 6', 210-pound pair of defensive guards. So it's 2nd and 10. The Buckeyes on the Bears 18. No score. Single wing over to the right. A direct pass to Crawl, who is running around right in, and hits and falls as he comes up to the line of scrimmage. He slips and fell at the 20-yard line. Crawl seems to scoot as he cuts, and his feet go out from under him. In the Michigan game, those of you who saw that or heard it, remember that he fell down a great deal cutting in and out. He fell there on the 20, so it is now 3rd down and 12 for the Buckeyes on the Bear 20. So this is the 3rd time that Ohio State has been down in threatening territory. The Bears never got very deep, and they're 1 mark. They got deep enough to be serious, but had a pass interception. Single wing over to the left for the Buckeyes. Hamilton on the wing back. Crawl on the tail, and Crawl with the ball. Runs back. His early pass. He's back at the 30. Throws down toward the end zone. It is caught at the 2-yard line. Look, just a moment. It's the second. Snitka has the ball, and he can't come up with it. Billy Montagna was in there. It looked for the second as though he had it. Van Hewitt was there. And Billy Montagna, and they knocked the ball right out of his hands. In other words, Crawl had hit him with a sort of a wobbly pass. and it looked just as though Snitker were bringing the ball down to his breast for safekeeping on the 3-yard line, and bingo, it was batted out by Van Hewitt and Montaigne. So it's an incompleted pass, 6 from tried by Ohio State, only 1 complete. So it is now 4th and 12, Ohio State on the Bears 20. And there's the ball sent back to Crowd, back for another pass, goes down to the right flat, down deep in the corner, and too far. The overshoots right hand Jimmy Haig, and the ball goes over. So the ball goes over to the Bears. And Ohio State has only completed 1 out of 7 passes. And Ohio State, you will recollect, was first in offense in the Western Conference, second in total defense. Not only had a fine pass defense, but had a very fine passing record. One of the finest passing records in the history of the Western Conference. But so far, it hasn't gone. Now the Bears take over. 1st and 10 as Ohio State spread is contained. The Bears have had to play most of the time in their own territory. No score. They're all set. Brock is out as a flanker on the right. Solari and Eder run the club. Takes the spot pass. Can't find anybody. Runs up the middle and has to eat the ball. About 4 of the Buckeye linesmen hit him right there in the center. Solari straightened up apparently. He looked as though he was going to try a spot pass to his offensive left end. He could find nobody open in that area. Then he started to run. Then he thought he'd pass again. Couldn't. So then he came right back up the middle and had to take it right on the line of scrimmage. So it remains second. It is now second, remaining 10 to go on the 20. No score. And the Rose Bowl before its biggest crowd, over 100,000. Brock is a flanker off to the right. Solari reaches in under Safikis to center. And he's back for a pass. Throws through the middle. It is complete to Brock at the 38-yard line, and he's down. He was hit by Janowitz, but he had the ball completed. However, the referee's handkerchief is down. I think backfield in motion is going to be called against California, and naturally, you know what Ohio State will do. They'll take the penalty not to play. The pass is completed. If the play stands, out to the Bears 38. Solari drifting back, but a backfield in motion penalty against the Bears has been called. So it is 2nd down and 15. 2nd and 15 for the Bears. Ball on their own 15. California's now been penalized 10 yards. Ohio State been penalized 15. Now the Bears all set. Block again is a flanker, not out too wide. On the right, Solari set. He's pressed, he's faked, he's back for a pass, back to his 5, and he is falling on the 3-yard line. For Ohio State, Tom Watson came in and knocked his feet out from underneath him, and then Troutwine fell on him on the 3-yard line. So Solari, who is known on the Pacific Coast as the gambler, has gambled again deep in his own territory and has gotten his ball club even deeper. He's down on the 3-yard line, which is a 12-yard loss, and it is 3rd down and 27. No score. It's a tough, pants-packing football game here at the famed Valley of the Rose Bowl. And California is in kick formation, and Solari himself is back. 9 yards back in the end zone. Janowitz and Newell back as safety men. Good protection. There's the punch coming out. Newell takes it on the California 40. He's back to the 35, back to the 30. Hit and swarmed under by 3 of the infuriated Bears at the 30-yard line. So now Ohio State, which lost the ball just now on a 4th down pass from the 20, on this punt, which Solari has to kick from back in the complete depth of his end zone, takes the ball again on the Bears 30-yard line. 1st and 10. Ohio State on the Bears 30. So the defensive unit is in for California. The offensive one is in for Ohio State. The clock is running. The Buckeyes come out into a 4-2 over to the right in a lopsided T. There's Savick giving to his left-hand crawl. He's through for 5 yards, through for 10. He's through for 15 yards to the 15-yard line. Jerry Crawl on a quick opening play from an elongated T is ruled down on the 16-yard line. So it's a 1st down and 10 of those for Ohio State. Ohio State continues to knock upon the California doors, but so far they haven't been able to get them open. 1st down and 10. Buckeyes on the California 16, a single wing over to the right. A direct pass to Morris in the full. A keeper goes for 2-3 yards and he's cut short at the 12. Make it the 13-yard line. 2nd down and 7. Morris from the fullback. Ball in a third of the way from the Buckeyes' right. The Bears are seriously on defense. Droga calling the defensive pattern right now as a linebacker on the right side. It's a 5-3-3 set up now for the Bears. And the Buckeyes, scarlet and white in their uniform attire. A single wing. Savick underneath the center. Gives the ball to Crawl, who cuts in behind right end, and he stops at the 10-yard line. He didn't get very far that time. Throwing up the play then for the Bears, and doing it very nicely was Minahan. Minahan stopped that one from defensive left end at the 10-yard line. The California adherents are sitting very quietly right now. California students sitting in a black golden sea. Now the Buckeyes ready to go. Pressing forward, single wing to right. There's the fullback keeping right down to the 5, and he's over for a touchdown. Morrison. Just a moment. There is a penalty coming up. Hold it. Morrison went over. The Rosebowl crowd went wild, but there's a penalty against Ohio State of illegal use of the hands. It's the second time the Buckeyes have been caught and called 15 yards for illegal use of the hands on offense. So to skip it. So that is not a touchdown. The 30 yards eaten up in 4 plays. Morrison went over, but the whole play is recalled, and the ball is positioned on the 23-yard line. So she is third down. 17 to go. Third and 17 for a first down on the 23. No score, so just hold on. Singling over to the right. The ball snapped to Morrison, who missed a fumble, and the ball is recovered by the Bears. Humpet comes in and recovers. Line back on the left side. There's the first fumble lost, and now the California adherents who were stunned a moment ago go wild. So there's the first fumble lost, and again the Bears have held. And again, Ohio State moving in has been caught for offensive holding. So it is California, first down and 10 on its own 26-yard line. Drops the flanker off to the right. Solari giving to his Solari bootleg back for the pass. He's going to throw a long one down deep. It is complete to block at the 30. And he got around at the 20-yard line. Wow, what a turn of events. A beautiful quarterback. His acting is superb. Just completed a pass good for another 61 yards, and the Bears have a first down on the Buckeyes' 20-yard line. And how the tides have changed here in the Rose Bowl. Now California is down. No score. Line balance. Back to the tee. And there is a give to the right half. Straight ahead for 5, for 7. Monachino stops at the 13-yard line. And it'll be second down and 3 up to 13. With unbelievable swiftness, Ohio State scored a touchdown to have it nullified, and 15 yards added on for offensive holding. On the next play, the Buckeyes fumbled. California recovered. 61-yard net pass by Solari. Now you know all over the nation why he's rated as such a great quarterback. And here are the Bears. 3 on the Buckeyes, 13. No score. But something may pop. Let's see the Bears ready. There's Monachino straight ahead and stopped short of his first down at the 11. Monachino, the right halfback. Monachino. Redondo Beach is his hometown. He stopped short of the 10. They're looking to see if a measurement is needed. Referee Blake says no measurement is needed at all. It is third down and a foot. Third and a foot short of the 10. So this is the big play coming up for the Bears. And California takes time. And it is no score. Well, by putting your second team in the starting lineup to wear down the opponent's attack, Bill Blackman used to give his first string as a powerful attack. Similarly, you make the drawing lots easier for your razor and enjoy better-looking shades, too, when you soften your whiskers with fast-acting Gillette shaving cream. 8 minutes remaining as we continue along in the first half. And the Bears, who look to be stunned into being scored upon, are now on the verge of scoring first. They have a third down, a foot to go on the Ohio State 10. No score. Let's see, a tight T formation. Solari running the ball. Cut set. Gives to his left half. Who bucks for the first down across the 10 into about the 7. Frank Rock on a straight ahead smack. That, as you know, the characteristic as the roll for the first down. That is the 6th first down for the Bears. Ohio State has 10. First down and goal to go on the 7. For a 6T team, that is a very dangerous play. That's straight ahead front. That's what the Bears just used. Now California sets. Rock goes off to the flanker to the right. Solari leaning in under Savicus, waiting for the ball. Takes it, pitches out now to his fullback to Monachino, who goes up and over for a touchdown. Monachino's over. There's the right halfback around left hand and over. Halfback Jim Monachino on a pitch out from Solari. Circle around left end and went over. And the Bears have 75 yards in 5 plays and lead 6-0. And now Solari will hold and Cullum will try to add the extra point. My pick. There's the spot. The kick. It is good. 7-0 in favor of California. Well, you can imagine the excitement here at the Rose Bowl. For the last 4 Rose Bowls, the Pacific Coast Conference host team has been defeated. And in the last 3, at the hands of the Western Conference delegate that has come out. Now, California, after seemingly being scored upon and was saved by a penalty, immediately reacted, went 75 yards in 5 plays with a 61-yard net forward passing play, engineered beautifully by Solari to Brunk, and California has scored. Monachino circling left end, the right halfback from 7 yards out. Cullum adds the extra point, and it's 7-0 with 8 minutes and 10 seconds left in the half. California will kick off. Ohio State being scored upon, elects to receive, and Richter will Buda. Victor all set, it's a 10-yard run up, meets the ball and kicks it relatively short. Waiting on the 20-yard line, taking the ball for the Buckeyes is Greeny, who comes up 5 and is hit and dropped at the 25. Greeny in for one play. Fullback, and he's coming out. Now Ohio State behind 7-0, takes over on its own 25. And the Golden Bears of California have hit pay dirt and lead 7-0. Everybody on the Pacific Coast, of course, thoroughly aroused at the recent defeats of the Western Conference teams in the Rose Bowl, and of course they're pulling my face. Now let's see, Ohio State a single wing over to the right. There's Carl spinning, keeping the halfback back for 4 yards, it's up to 29. Carl a spin, a fake to the full, and back up to the middle for 4 yards, over to second down and 6 at the 29-yard line. For the Buckeyes, we have Schmitka, O'Hanlon, Conant, Leininger, Diltz, Wilson, Haig across the line, with Static, Morrison, Hamilton, and Carl in the backfield. Single over to the right, putting Hamilton on the wing. Carl in the tailback. There's Morrison the full, faking, keeping, going straight up for a first down, and he's hit short of the 40 at the 38. Morrison is the fellow that has done the work in the pitches for the Buckeyes, and rams for the 11th Ohio State first down. Stopped at the 38-yard line. First and 10. The Bears on defense have Limon, Malberger, Klein, Groger, Humpert, who recovered the fumble, Dodd, Jones, Bartlett across the line. Now let's see, Morrison fumbles the ball, picks it up, and falls on it again on the 34-yard line. Covers his own fumble. So Ohio State retains possession. Just a second. Savick fell on the ball after Morrison had fumbled it, so it's Savick who recovered. Savick who turned around and recovered on the 34. Having a 4-yard loss, it's 2nd and 14. We have 6.5 minutes left in the first half. Time is now becoming very important. The Bears are loading in now with almost an 8-man line. And there's a gift to call. The breaks to the middle, to the 40, to the 45, slips and falls at the 47-yard line. And he was mad with himself that he slipped and fell. He tried to cut away from Van Hewitt, the safety man, who was the sole man between him and getting loose. And he stops at the 47, stops himself. So it's 3rd down and 1 yard to go. Greg, you see that big fullback Morrison again? Imagine the Bears are looking for him. Dick Grogan, his defensive quarterback, giving the play. 7-0 in favor of California here in the Rose Bowl. Over 100,000. Biggest crowd to see a New Year's Day game ever. Single wing over to the right. There's Morrison straight ahead, and the first down at the 50. I don't think anybody was surprised in seeing Morrison have the blanket taken off. Straight ahead, just short of the 50-yard line. Let's say the 49. He got 2 yards. First down and 10. That's a dozen first downs for the Buckeyes. 5 for California. Earlier, you heard Santa Clara beat Kentucky here on the Gillette Cavalcade Sports over CBS, and Kentucky got the first down, Santa Clara the point. Right now, California is behind in first downs, but has the point 7-0. There is Savick for Ohio State, back to pass, throws out the right side, complete the call, and he goes to the 45-yard line and is dropped at the 44. So Carl catches this one at the 44-yard line. That gives him a gain of 7 yards, 2nd and 3. 8 passes for the Buckeyes, and the second completed. California has attempted 4 and completed 2, and the second one that was completed by California was a big one, and that is 61 yards. That was Solari passing that one, if you'll recall, to Frank Brunk. That was the back-breaking place before the game. Ohio State with time running out, 4 minutes left in the first half. Single wing to the right, Morrison the full, keeps, goes into the line, not far. He stops standing up, digging at about the 43. 3rd down, 2 coming up. 3rd and 2. Single wing over to the right now. And there is Crawl running into the line, cuts, runs. I think he's got the first down. He dove for the ball and is falling on about the 38-yard line. Time on referee Blake to take a look and see. It's a first down for Ohio State. And time on the referee for the moment. Discussion among the officials. And the chain is being moved. It's the 13th first down for Ohio State. And for Ohio State, Crawl is coming out. And Janovich comes in to replace him. Janovich coming in. Also for Ohio State, Leininger, center comes out, and Bob McCullough takes his place. And it's a timeout down on the playing field for the Buckeyes. Now let's see. In the Orange Bowl, the final score was Santa Clara 21 and Kentucky 13. In the Sugar Bowl, Oklahoma 35, LSU nothing. In the Cotton Bowl, Rice 27 and North Carolina 13. And in the Gator Bowl, Maryland 20 and Missouri 7. And of course, here in the Rose Bowl, as Gillette brings it to you on the Gillette Cavalcade of Sports, it is 7-0 in favor of California. We have 3 minutes and 40 seconds remaining in the first half. The Buckeyes putting their heads together right now, getting ready to go to work. Their first down on the 38-yard line. First and 10. Call just running for the all-important first down. Play being given by Savick, who is the field general. The Bears are spreading back now, suspicious of the pass. Time is ordered in. There's a T formation. Savick pitches to Morrison the full, who gives to Hamilton, who fumbles and dives and recovers his own fumble on the California 47-yard line. So multiple ball handling backfires on the Buckeyes. Hamilton fumbles on the 47 and dove just in time to recover it before the alert on-rushing charge of the California line. So that one lost practically 10 yards. Lost 9, second down and 19. And now the California defense goes even deeper, looking more and more for a pass. We have exactly 3 minutes left now in the second quarter, first half. T formation for the Bears. Savick going back to pass. Goes out to the right flat, and it is complete to Hamilton at the 45, who goes down to the 40-yard line where he steps out of bounds. He tackles at the 37. He's out of bounds at the 40. So gain 7 yards on the play. Third down and 12. Third and 12. We have passes, 9 of them for the Buckeyes, 3 complete. The clock is stopped at 2 minutes and 50 seconds remaining because Hamilton stepped out of bounds. The announcement over the PS is for the two universities' presidents here. They go to box 13. There's Rick past Marshall. The pitch out to Savick, who pitches back now to Janovich, who falls at the 38. He doesn't go very far. The ball handling was okay, but the Bears didn't line very much. Get down to the 38-yard line, and it's 4th down and 10. 4th and 10. Ohio State on the California 38. 2.5 minutes left in the first half. Last down. The Bears are on top, 7-0. President Bevis and Ohio State and President Stahl of California. You'll hear them at halftime on our broadcast. Carl Hansen will have a mic with them in box 13 at halftime. Ohio State has Larson back in front formation, and he's kicking the ball short, hoping it will land short of the end zone. It goes on into the end zone for the touchback. And Van Heurt just watched it go. So that stops the clock, and it is 1st and 10 for the Bears. They're ball on their own 20, as they remain out in front 7-0. So California, with 2 minutes and 5 seconds remaining in the first half, is moving into vantage point I like to call sitting in the catbird seat. They've got the point, 7-0. The time is now coming their way. If they can run a few plays and if they can grind that one first down, they can probably run out the time. At least that's how they'll think. So we'll see. The Bears ready to go offensively. Solari running the ball club. Draws set. He's back for a pass. Runs with the ball, and he's hit on the 15-yard line. Hit in there sharply by Trotwine, who broke through by Ohio State. Also in there was Tom Watson. The Trotwine was in there first. Well, this Solari apparently will gamble on anything. He's knocked down at the 13. Second down and 17. Solari running, keeps the ball. He's going back, fakes the pass, runs himself inside left end, the 15 to the 20, into the 25, to the 30, to the 35, and he's hit and knocked down as he goes on to the 38-yard line for a running first down for California. But there is a handkerchief down on the California 34-yard line, and I believe California is going to draw a 15-yard penalty from that spot. Just a moment. The spot of the foul is the 34. It'll either be hands or clip, and it's hands, pushing. We see the sign. So just a second. Hold it all. Solari, taking a pass, ran up to the 38. The foul is called from the 34, which is 15 yards. Illegal use of the hand for the offensive team. First time California has drawn this penalty, and they're penalized back to the 19-yard line. This makes 25 yards, as California has been assessed in penalties compared to 30 by Ohio State, just in that statistic. We have a minute and 35 seconds remaining. Spot of the ball, an 18-yard line. Bronk is a flanker out on the right. Solari back with that bootleg. He's back running around right in. Comes on to the 18, and he's down at the 18-yard line. Apparently trying to use up some time right now. He's faking his pass, but running the end. That's the idea. That's what Waller wants him to do. He stopped again at the line of scrimmage. Trotwine and Lanigat. putting the pressure on him. California back in the huddle. Clock is running. We have 1 minute, 5 seconds remaining in the half. Time, of course, is very precious to both teams. California leading 7-0. At halftime, you hear from the president of the Singing of the Roses. You hear from the president of the two schools. You hear from the Rose Bowl queen, the athletic commissioners of the two conferences, and you have lots more coming. Larry goes back for a pass. He's going to pass it. Believe it or not. Throws down deep. Incomplete. His attempted receiver was Dan Begovich, going straight down from left end. Well, I'm convinced that Solari will do anything. Well, the clock is stopped with 48 seconds remaining now in the half. Okay, it's third down pass. California has tried 5 passes, completed 2. Cal on top, 7-0. Now they've got to get rid of it. Last down, 11 yards to go. Richter has come in at center. Solari goes back to kick formation. Standing on his own 10. Now moves back to the 9. Janowicz and Noel drop back to dual safety man. The punt is away. Janowicz dances back, takes the ball on the Buckeye 38. He's back to Ohio's 40. And is out of bounds at the 47-yard line. 46. Begovich pushing him out. So it is first and 10. Ohio State on its own 46-yard line. And time now is the big factor. 40 seconds of it remaining in the first half. Ohio State's offensive unit out. Both coaches believing very much in the two-platoon system. Wes Beckler for Ohio State didn't believe in the two-platoon system at the start of the season, but he rapidly had to go to it. After the defeat at the hands of Minnesota, he went to it full blast. Well, California's defense deep, looking for passes. Of course, single wing over to the right mark and gives the ball, gives it to Savage, who pitches back to Crawl, who is tackled deep behind the line of scrimmage at the 32-yard line. Dick Limon breaking through from end. Came right in there and put the pressure on him. So it seems that the more Ohio State handles the ball, the better the Bears like it. The play is killed at the 32-yard line. And that play cost 14 yards. Second down and 24. Time now is very much the same. 10 seconds left. We may not get another play in it. The Buckeyes can hurry. 8 seconds remaining. Here they are out of the huddle. The Bears are back deep looking for the desperation pass. 5 seconds left. There's the snap of the ball, and Carl runs with the ball up the middle, and he's tackled at the 35-yard line, and the clock indicates that's all, and there's the sound official. That is all at the end of the first half, and it is California 7 and Ohio State nothing. The Bears will get into this game as a 6-point favorite in a lot of quarters, go off the field at halftime leading by 7 points. Wildcats. The Bob, I imagine it's a little more fun this Rose Bowl than last year, isn't it?
I'm really enjoying this one, Red. Ohio State's been playing some very fierce football out there, running on the ground. California threw a beautiful forward pass, took them down deep into Ohio's territory and marched over from there. And I think we're going to see one fine football half the next half.
Well, now, speaking just as a coach, what technically would you say has been the first half story, Bob?
Well, Ohio State, of course, has stayed with the ground. They have done very little passing. Their passing attack has not helped them. California is employing a 5-man line with the linebackers very, very close up to the line of scrimmage, and Ohio State seems to be able to penetrate that 8-man line. They have made some 13, I believe it is, first downs to California's 5. However, California is always a threat. Their backs are working very well, and Solari is handling the ball beautifully. On the forward pass that led up to the touchdown, he did a magnificent job. Threw a pass some 50 yards along to Brunk, and Brunk took it deep into Ohio's territory. Ohio State staying in their 6-man line that they've been using all year. At least they did use against us, and it seems to be holding up pretty well for them.
Well, Bob, thanks very much for fighting your way up. And he's up to the 40. Make it Shabaram, not Soleri. And he's up to the 40-yard line and stops. Fullback. Pete Shabaram. Now let's see. We have the defensive unit in for Ohio State. California leading 7-0, takes over. First and 10 on its own 40. So time is in, and we have California with Soleri in there at quarterback. Rocket left half, Monachino right half, Shabaram at full. The backs are in tight in a T. There's a gift to the full. Shabaram was in for 5 yards, goes to the 50, and is knocked down on Ohio State's 47-yard line. Ripped for a first down on the first play of the second half. So that is 6 first downs for Cal. And the Bears are first and 10, and they're in Ohio State's territory, 2 yards on the 48. Ball in a third of the way from the sideline at the Bears' right. Now the Bears digging in, blue-shirted, gold pants, both squads playing bare-legged, balanced tee. Soleri set, here's the go sign, fakes the full, keeps the ball, pitches back out to Monachino, the half, on a reverse on left hand, and goes to the 30, to the 41-yard line. This moment his knees may be ruled a little bit deeper back than that. I think they do, back to the 42. That's right, so he gets 6 yards on the play. This was the same play that Monachino went for the game's only touchdown. That's the right halfback circling out toward left hand and having the quarterback in the tee pitch the ball out to him as he runs. About 5 yards deep behind the line. Second down and 4. The Bears are third to win from the sideline to the left now. Soleri set, line balanced, and gives to the left half, who drives in. Bronx gets to the 40, and I think he's piled up right there. He does not get through for the first down, however. He may be close to the 39, but it isn't the first down. It is on the 39. So she's third down and a 4 yard to go. Trap line, stacking that play. For the Bears, across the line, we have Begovic, Cullen, DeYoung, Victor's at center, Fox, rather than Franz at right guard, Turner and Presley. As you know, the backfield is Soleri, Bronx, Monachino, and Shabaram, and Bronx is a flanker out on the right. Soleri reaches in underneath the center. Maybe a smash. It's a gift to the full, who goes in for the first down and drives to the 35-yard line. He really smacked in there. Pete Shabaram, 180 pounds, 5'11". And it's a first down for California on the Ohio State 35. And the Bears leading 7-0. Moving in, smelling another one. First and 10. So the first downs are now California 7, Ohio State 13. Brock again is coming out as a flanker on the right and set. The Bears do not use a man in motion, at least they haven't shown it. Soleri ready, and keeps the ball. He's back faking. He's running around right in. He's going to pass. Throws down deep, and it is no good. Short pass to the 15-yard line. It looks as though he would throw deep, and he tried to throw a screen pass to Bronx. For just a moment, there may be pass interference allowed on the 21-yard line. It is. Janowitz is called for interfering with Bronx on the Ohio State 21-yard line. Pass interference is called on the 21-yard line. Second, Ohio State's captain moving over there, talking over the situation. Let's see, Wilson, the captain, is off the field. The Cartwine is over there representing him. And the play, just a second. Wait a minute, there was not pass interference on the 21. It was pushing on the part of Janowitz. There's a personal foul, and the ball is being carried to the 50-yard line for illegal use of the hand. That's a personal foul, which is against California. It was for Bronx pushing Janowitz, just the other way around. We thought for the moment they were going to call pass interference, but it's the other way around. So this penalty goes against California and pushes them back to the 50-yard line. It's a 15-yard penalty, apparently, from the line of scrimmage. So that puts it at the 50. Makes 40 yards penalized against California. Now they have Monachino out at the left. There's Soleri going back for a pass out to the left, and he runs. Then finally throws down deep. It is intercepted by Ohio State on the 25 by Janowitz. It comes back up to the 40, to the 50, to the 40 of California. He's hit from behind and dropped on the 30-yard line. Janowitz intercepts the sophomore, picked it off, and he really set sail, the boy from Elyria, and he moved all the way down deep in Ohio State territory. He covered another 45 yards from his 25 to the California 30. Now it is a turn of affairs. This is pass number 6 thrown by California. It is the second intercepted by Ohio State. So it's the first down and 10 for Ohio State on the California 30-yard line. And this one is really switching back and forth. The offensive team is in now for the Buckeyes. Static has moved him into a single wing. There's Morris in the full going for 5, 6, 7 yards, driving down to the 23. Well, you heard, you can have it on the play just a second. You heard some of the coaches at halftime say that they thought that Morrison, see, also some of the writers said that Morrison was the best back on the field. Well, there he went to work down about 7 yards right then. California was offside. Ohio State refuses to take the 7-yard gain. So it's second down and 3 at the 23-yard line. Ohio State takes the play. Single wing over to the right. There's Call. Straight ahead and goes across the 20-yard line for a first down. So Call from the tailback spot in a single wing to the right, straight ahead. And it's a first down. The ball just across the 20-yard line. First and 10 for the Buckeyes. California is now seriously embattled after carrying an opening second half trip to the Buckeyes and leading 7-0. Ohio State just made its 14th first down in the tee. They're started giving the call on a crisscross that goes for 5 yards and stops at the 15. Boy, he explodes in a hurry. Baldwin in the secondary knocked his feet out from under him. And it is second down and 5. Ohio State thoroughly aroused and trying to go to work on the California 15. The Bears now leading 7-0. Take their defensive play from Dick Groga, where he goes over to be a linebacker on the right. The Buckeyes, a single wing over to the left. The line is 4-2. There's Morris, the fullback, faking, keeping, and he's hit hard at the line of scrimmage. He was stopped in there sharply by the center of the California line. Especially in there was Malberger. You can see that big 75 in there. So this is one of the odd times that Morrison doesn't go very far. He only gets the yard, and the Bears take timeout. It's third down and 4 coming up. The ball resting on the California 14. In the third quarter. And the skies have cleared. There are a few clouds skimming around. The weatherman who predicted rain is having to look the other way right now, and everybody's very happy about it. And you can see the snow-capped Sierra Madres mountains just coming up over the rim of the stadium. Years and years ago, I remember Graham McNamee talking about the mountains. Well, the football teams over here have gone, but the mountains have still endured. Now there's a T formation. Static giving the call, who cuts off right tackle and stops at the line of scrimmage at the 14. No place at all. 4th and 4 coming up on the 14. Malberger sacked that player. Muhlberger. 6'2", 210-pound boy from nearby Hollywood. So it is 4th and 14. Ohio State on the California 14. And it is Cal 7 and Ohio nothing. Big play now being called by Static. Buckeyes are rather long in the huddle. Now they come up to the line of scrimmage and set into a T formation. Static is giving the call, a jump pass. It's complete to the 5. Complete to the 5-yard line to Armstrong, the left end. There was a quick pass to Crawl, who ran in as though he were going to go into the line, and then he jumped just back of the line of scrimmage, and the pass is complete to the 6-yard line. Van Hewitt grabbed Armstrong, who had received that pass. By the way, Armstrong was just notified that he has been willed $250,000. He'll get it 2 years hence when he's 21, so he's doubly rich right now, isn't he? Okay, it's the first down and goal to go. The Buckeyes on the 6. There's Call running around right in, and he's hit at the line of scrimmage and no gain. So it is second down, goal to go at the 6. Paul Baldwin coming in from the secondary, stopped it. So Ohio State, on a 4th down play just now, a forward pass. It's 10th. That is 4th completion for its 15th first. Okay, what in, you'll recall, the touchdown was nullified because of a holding penalty. And just now, the pitcher was ruled out on the 2, but he fought it into the end zone and was a little bit mad about being called. This time he goes in, and it's official. Okay, Jimmy Hague will try and have the extra point, and Dick Widows will hold on the 10-yard line. Important pass from McCullough is about to be centered. Here it comes. There's the spot, though, for the kick. It's a tied ball game, 7-7. Jimmy Hague kicks it in. It's all tied, 7-7. Jimmy Hague added the 50th extra point. California will receive, and we'll pause briefly for station identification with the CBS Columbia Broadcasting System.
And this is the WBVM Theater, Wrigley Building, Chicago.
Brand new ball game, 7-7. Ohio State ready to kick off. Short line will boot him. He always does. And he kicks the ball, the knuckleball kick off on the ground. She's going down to the Bears' 18-yard line, where it's picked up by Monachino. And he's hit out of bounds at the 25 right now. Monachino's down at the Bears' 25-yard line, where it is first and 10. Brand new ball game, and we're all set to take off and go. We are very pleased that the Armed Forces Radio Service is carrying the broadcast of the Rose Bowl game around the world to the men and women in our armed forces wherever they are. And all of us wish you a very happy and a successful New Year. Now let's see. The Bears ready to go. Monachino is out as a flanker on the left for the first time. Brock is usually been out there. Solari fakes and gives to Brock, who goes in. No, gives to Chabert on the fullback. Goes up for 4 or 5 yards to the 30. These quarterbacks are very slick handlers. They can handle that ball just as smooth as boiled okra. So he picks up 5 on the play, faking to the half and giving to the full. Second down and 5 to the 30. She's all tied at 7-7. The Bears in the tight tee, the California Bears. Solari pitching back to his fullback, Chaburn, who cuts in back of left end, goes for 2 yards, and he stopped. Gee, that's a beautiful tackle there by Ohio State. Coming into the play was Jack Jennings, the Columbus boy, 6'3", 240 pounds. Nice tackle there after a 2-yard gain. She's 3rd and 3 for California on its own 32. Ohio State has its defensive unit in. Right now, Watson and Gilbert at end. Jennings and Troutland, 2 tackles. Matte and Thomas and Laniger at center. Janowitz, Widows, Wirtz, and Newell in the backfield. Now we have Crockett to flanker. There's a give to Monachino, and he does not get the first down. Also, the referee's handkerchief is down. Backfield in motion is coming up against California, unless Ohio State elects to take this play and make it 4th down, short of a first down, which they may. Now, timeout on the officials for Ohio State. Got a change coming in. Hamilton comes in replacing Widows. Widows plays strictly on defense, except when he holds for the try for extra point. Ohio State is not yet elected whether to take the play, which will make it 4th down and a yard, or to take the penalty, which will make it 3rd down and 8. What would you do if you had to make the choice? Ohio State takes the penalty, which pushes the ball back to the 27-yard line, and it is 3rd down and 8. So this gives California another play on the sequence. Of course, the Buckeyes probably figured just now that if they let California have the ball 4th down and 1, the scenario, the way he's been going today, he might gamble for it. You don't know. Anyhow, that's the way the die is cast. So Brock goes out as a flanker to the right. Solari back. What do you think? Run or a pass for the Bears? And Solari faking, he's going to pass. Throws down to the left flat, and it is no good. No good to left end Dan Bagovic on his own 45-yard line, step out of bounds. Hamilton coming over to defend, but the play was out of bounds, and so it is now last down. So it is 4th down and 8 for California, the ball on its own 27. And a change, Widows comes back in. Hamilton goes out. Newell and Janowitz go back as dual safety men with a punt in the offing. California, 7 passes tried, 2 of them complete. They got 2 intercepted. Solari back now in kick formation. He does the punting when his foot's all right. Good pass from center. His kick is blocked. It is blocked, and Ohio State recovers the ball and runs it down to the 5-yard line. The kick was blocked. Blocked by the on-charging left tackle. Troutline blocked the kick. Just a moment, who recovers? Hold it. It's Ohio State ball on California 7. It's the second and want to make sure who recovered in that scramble for the Buckeyes, but the line, which had been threatening Solari, blocked him. We feel sure it was Trotwine that broke through, but we'll check it for you. And the recovery, the tackles did it. And it's the Buckeyes ball in a 7-7 game on the California 7-yard line. First down and goal to go. Single wing over to the right. There is Paul around right end, stopped at the 5-yard line. Trotwine, we wanted to be sure about that, blocked the punt, and we think it was Jennings that recovered. Now we'll stand on that until we check it officially, because those are two very important names, a blocked punt and a recovery. Second down and goal to go. The Buckeyes on the California 5-yard line, singling over to the right. There's Morrison, the fullback, going to the 4-yard line, and he stopped. Morrison held up this time as he tried to crash back with his interference. Baldwin coming in from the secondary to back up the line. Now, the consensus is it was Trotwine who blocked the punt. That we saw. Laniger recovered. Trotwine blocking and Laniger recovering on that key play. And that is, we checked it down in the press box. We wanted to be very sure of the recovery in that scramble. Okay, single wing. Ohio State over to the right. There's Carl running out. Jump passes, and it is complete and down to the 1-yard line. A complete pass down to the 1-yard line. The pass is completed to Chuck Gilbert, right end. Completed down to the 1-yard line, where it is fourth down and goal to go. Fourth and goal on the 1. That's as close as you can come. 7 passes for Ohio State, 5 of them complete. The passing has been more accurate here in the third quarter. 7 and 7. That's the score. Ohio State down throw. Single wing over to the right. Carl in the tailback spot. And it's Carl running under the line in. He's over. He spins in there through for a touchdown right back of the mass strength. Gary Craw gets ovation as he comes out. He went right back of the 2 tackles on the strong side. Single wing to the right. And Ohio State, after blocking the punt and recovering on fourth down, now goes out in front 13-7. And again, it will be Haig to see if he can add the extra point and Widows the hole. Boy, that happened in a hurry, didn't it? Clock frozen. 4.5 minutes left in the third quarter. There's the pass, the spot, the kick. It's good. Haig boots it again. The Ohio side, of course, is very, very happy. And the other side, the California side, quite quiet right now. California began the second half ahead 7-0 and received the opening kickoff, marched right on down deep, and it looked as though they might be going someplace until Ohio State intercepted a pass and then immediately went back to work, marched up the field, and tied the ball game and just about blocked the fourth down kick, recovered, and on 4 plays went the remaining 7 yards. The fourth play was called going over. So, California elects to receive. Pete Shabam, the fullback, who can look. So it is first down and 10 for the aroused Bears on their own 21-yard line. It is now 14-7. Ohio State, it's the first time that California has been behind. Okay, time is in. 4 minutes and 20 seconds left in the third quarter. California in a tight D. Frank Brock goes off as a flanker on the left. There's a give. Right halfback Monachino comes up to 5 yards, and he stops at 47. Make it 46. Monachino breaking his way, and it's 2nd and 5 up to the 46-yard line. That was the right half, straight ahead. Solari giving the play back in the huddle. Waits just now, the small left side linebacker involved in that tackle now, Monachino. Ohio State is using a 6 tight 2-2-1. Practically an 8-man line at the moment. California ready. Solari gives his right half. Monachino goes in and he stops short of the 50. He was hit hard in there. Make it at the 48. Got 2 yards on the play. It's 3rd and 3 coming up. So the Bears know if they've got to go now. They're trailing 7. And they're carrying the standard of the Pacific Coast, which has lost its last 4 Rose Bowl encounters. And there's no idea that can humanly help it of losing this one, the 36th annual Rose Bowl game. Solari is given the play. He's a gambler, quarterback. He'll call anything. Ohio State in the 6-2-2-1. Solari gives to the left half, who's really hadn't stopped short of the first down. Frank Brock on a quick opening play. Brock stopped at the 50-yard line, and that does not get the first down. They may have to measure. It looks to be a foot short. Ball is just across the 50. He didn't quite get it. And now, what will Solari call? That's the play. She's fourth down and a foot. Ball on the Ohio State 49. And the Bears behind center come up in regular formation. They are not going to kick. Monachino's out as a flanker. Solari has the ball and gives to his fullback, who's in for the first down. Shabiram goes to the 45-yard line and gets it. Hankster, however, is down from the head linesman at the moment. I think he's calling offside against Ohio State. It's the second. If that is true, then they'll probably take the penalty because they'll gain a couple more yards. First down either way. Let's see. Head linesman Ted Curtis is pointed against Ohio State. That's going to be 5 yards for a start. So this is the first down for California. It's 8. First down on the 44-yard line. First and 10. Well, they gained about 2 yards that time by taking the penalty. Now for California, Nelson comes in at left tackle. Single change. And Solari, who just went for the first down and got it, now has the ball come better shape. Keeps the ball, pitches back to Monachino, who's around left end to the 40 to the 35, going to the 20. He may go all the way. He is going all the way and over for a touchdown. The right halfback took a pitch out as he circled left end, and he went 44 yards, cutting net. Monachino, the fellow who broke the ball game in the big game against Stanford in the third period, here in the third period gets California within 1 point now. Ohio State has a battle in the Rose Bowl rages back and forth. It's a tremendous battle. Now we've got Solari to hold again and Cullum for the try for the all-important extra point. It's 14-13 right now. There's the set, the spot, the kick. It's good, 14-14. What a tremendous third quarter we've had. We've had 21 points in the third period, and the ball game is now even. First it was 7-0 in favor of California, then it was 7-7, then Ohio State 14-7, and now California strikes with sudden surprising on the guard from outside. Monachino becoming quite a back, and it is now 14-14. And Gillette has arranged to telecast the highlights of this big Rose Bowl game by film over most TV stations affiliated with CBS. Tomorrow night, the film will be seen in New York, Boston, Washington, Chicago, Cincinnati, Cleveland, Columbus, Dayton, and Detroit. Showings will also be made in other cities either Thursday or Friday. And check your daily newspaper for time and station. Boy, you won't want to miss it. Okay, Ohio State, now caught it tied, has the choice of extra to receive. Both balls want the ball all the time. So it'll be kicked off by California's Victor. Takes a 10-yard run up, hits the ball high and deep. She's coming down to Ohio State on the 13, where it's taken by Janowitz. He's up to the 15, up to the 20, and he hits the 20-yard line. Rick Janowitz. Janowitz nailing the ball at the 20. So Ohio State's offensive team is in as they have a first down. That was not much more than a 7-yard run back. We're coming close to the end of the third period. 2 minutes and 15 seconds left. Ohio State first and 10 on its own 20. And it's anybody's ball game. It's a thriller. All tied at 14-14. Don't go away here. Ohio State in the tee. Savick gives to his left halfback, Paul Lorenzo for 5 yards. And hit up to 25. Gee, he goes through there like a startled rabbit. Comes right in there. Picks up 5. It's a second down and 5. Huppert making the stop back there in the secondary as a linebacker. The defensive quarterback for California is Dick Grogan. Now the Buckeyes, they'll fight, not quite so fight after playing so far 3/4 of the game. Offset the single wing over to the left is Marshall, the pro, keeping the ball after taking runs for the first down across the 30. Boy, he bowled through there. He was hit finally in the secondary by Billy Montagna and took him back 3 yards. So it's the first down for the Buckeyes on their own 32. First and 10 on their own 32. 16 first downs for Ohio State and 8 for California. So the first downs not holding much water today, are they? It's getting dark now. There is considerably less light. Clouds looming a little ominously. There's Morrison, the fullback, faking, keeping the ball going across 5 more yards right up the center. What happens on the single wing is the quarterback who's in the blocking post turns around, and the fullback comes in, either gives him the ball and the ball goes on, or else the fullback facing the ball and the ball goes on with it. In this case, he kept it, picked up 5 yards, and the second down and 5 at the 37. 14-14 tie. 21 points in this raging third quarter. Now we got the line 4-2 to the right. Back in the tee. As a snap to the fullback, who gives over to the left halfback Strick, who just came in, who runs out of bounds at the 40. Carl Strick just came in on the last play, boy, for Shockton. 178-pound speed, and he goes up to the 40. Got him a first down, got 3 yards, third down and 2. Ben Hewitt coming in from the secondary, very fast by doing it, made the tackle. Third down, and a scant 2, about 1.5 yards to go. We won't get in fact at the moment. Big thing is 14-14 tie. The Bears and the Buckeyes are battling. As the T formation, that's Crawl straight ahead, drives to the first down. He gets it up to the 43. Gary Crawl for Dick Roger could pull him down, dove right through the 43 for a first down. First and 10. 17 first down for Ohio State. I sit back in a huddle. Static at quarter. Straight, that's P-U-R-T-Z, the right halfback. Morrison to throw. And a handyman to have around, called at left half. And there is the end of the third period. And it's 14-14. And you fans who follow our broadcasts from sporting athletic events have heard any number of prominent in sports stating we've got a 14-14 Rose Bowl battle, one of the real great ones. This is the 36th annual Rose Bowl, and man, it's a honey. Well, here are the Buckeyes, first down on the 143. California is in fact the 8-man line. There's a jump pass call. Misses his left hand. The ball is stopped by Ralph Armstrong. There was a stop pass with called jumping, and the left hand not holding. Dozen passes by Ohio State, 5 of them complete. 1 out of interception. Second down and 10. All of the Buckeye backs can pass. Some of the California backs can pass too, in addition to Solari, although Solari is so outstanding he does it all. Singling over the right now for Ohio. There's Marks picking up a low pass, running into the center of the line and going a couple of yards and being stopped at the 47. Got 5 yards and it's third down and 5. Morrison coming in to take a direct pass from center. Got a low pass. He sort of half stumbled picking up the ball, but he gets up to the 47. There are lights here at the Rose Bowl. As we told you a few moments ago, it was getting sort of dark and the lights are turned off. So there's plenty of illumination on the playing field. There's lots of lights around. But of course the ball is down in Arroyo Suco, and so it gets shallow stricken in the other places. Morrison gives to Savage, and the quarterback tries a sneak and stops with a yard gain. So that didn't go. Savage stops at the 48. Fourth down and 4. To the punt. Boots, the low spiral that is coming down and out of bounds inside the 30-yard. California 20, wait a minute, 29. Out of bounds in the 29. In just a second, I think that play is going to be recalled. Maybe Sunday up. Referee Blake checking with his confreres. The game has been very cleanly played. Also, one of the spectators had the ball bounce up to him, and he still got it. However, they can get another ball all right, but there's an offside penalty involved. And the offside penalty was against Ohio State, and California refused it because of the short kick to the 29-yard line. So the offside penalty is refused by California. California takes the ball, and it's a new ball put in play on its own 29. First and 10. So here it is. 13 minutes left. 13 faithful minutes. A 14-14 tie. Coming to a decision. California now has its first team in and blocks the left halfback is out of the flank on the right. Solari, a great quarterback, pitches to his fullback, Shabaram, who runs to the 30 and is down to about the 38-yard line. Making Monachino, not the throw. They're both back. There's Monachino, who has run for both touchdowns. The right half circling left end for the Bears. Monachino gets up to about the 38-yard line, and it is second down and 1. Second and 1 coming up. So the Bears, of course, wishing in a tight tee, no flanker this time. There's a give to the fullback, Shabaram, and he stopped short. He doesn't make the distance. He was prancing a little bit, and before he could get up to the line of scrimmage, the right side of the Ohio line hit him. Jack Thomas in there on him, and also Jack Jennings. They were playing in there shoulder to shoulder. No gain. Third down in the 4 yard. Now we have Robertson at fullback. Larry at quarter for California. Robinson at full. Monachino at right half, and Brock Franco on the left. The ball's given to Brock, and he's quickly in there, and not for the first down. He stepped short of it, I believe. There's a big pile up again. On a would-be quick opening play. It doesn't go. I don't think they made it again. It's close. Blake putting the engineering eye on it. I believe the referee's going to ask for a time. He does. He asks for time on himself. And it's the first time that a measurement is going to be at. The measure for this one, everything is just as close as your next step. 14-14 tie. It misses by about 2 feet. I think everybody was sure, but they wanted to make doubly sure, mathematically sure, and they did. So, this great ball game goes balling along. And Solari comes out of there, and Bruce Erb comes in. Back in 21, in California beat Ohio State 28-0 in the Rose Bowl. His father was playing on the California team. So he's got the ball, new play, and gives it to Monachino, who goes through for the first down. Monachino is the man that's called on, and he's never failed him in the jam. He goes to the 43-yard line for the first down. The 9th first down for California, and it might be this is one of their most important. Shot line, pulling him down, but it was too late. So it is first down and 10. So Erb comes in, and Waldorf sets the play with him. Give it to Monachino. Monachino might have right on through. Now we have Brock going out as the flanker on the right. Bruce Erb in there, running the ball cut. ERB. Reaches in underneath the center, takes it, pitches back to the fullback. Robinson, who circles around right end, gets up to the 45, to the 15, is hit and dropped on the Ohio State 49. John Robinson, 193-pound fullback. From Martinez. Got the ball just into Ohio State territory by a yard. Second down and 2. Time, which is very precious now. 11 minutes of it remaining in the play. And a timeout by Ohio State. Ohio State takes time in a tied game, 14-14. Friends, today's broadcast of the Rose Bowl game is coming to you with the best wishes of my folks at Gillette. An opportunity to check now for California. We have Begovic at left end, Nelson at left tackle, DeYoung is at left guard, Rickton, who's played most of the time at center, is at that spot. He's been in that both offense and defense. Fox at right guard, Turner is at right tackle, and Cummins at right end. We have Erb in there at quarterback. Just came in to call that play just now that gained the necessary first down. Monachino, who is a growing star for the Bears. Monachino at right halfback. The fullback is Robinson. That's R-O-B-I-S-O-N. And Brock is left half. Okay, now we're all set to go. Monachino's a flanker out to the left. Irvin there running the ball cut, pitches back to Brock, who goes around right end, down to the 40, and he's out of bounds across the 40-yard line for another first down for the Bears. I think it's on the 38-yard line of the Buckeyes. It is. First down and 10 for California on the Ohio State 38. That was an 11-yard sprint. 10 first downs now for the Golden Bears. Lynn Waldorf has done a tremendous job since he left Northwestern and has been out at California for 3 years. His teams have only lost 2 games in 3 years, one in regular season in Southern California and last year in the Rose Bowl. Now we have Monachino out as a flanker on the left. The Bears with the first down on the Buckeye 38. There's a pitch back to Brock, who's around right end for 3, 5, 6, 7 yards, and he's close to a first down as he goes across the 30, and he's down on about the 27-yard line. Frank Brock, this is the boy, you know, that won the ball game for California when he ran back over 100 yards of kickoff against Southern California in the regular season. Brock, 177 pounds, a Berkeley boy. And he's got the Berkeley Bears now another first down to the Buckeyes' 26-yard line. First and 10. And the California cheering section has come to life with a bang and is shouting in unison, go, go, go. Just at the moment, another timeout is taken. So this gives an opportunity to go over the Ohio State 11 that's on the field now. Shot line just went out for the Buckeyes, and Edwards replaces it. Now let's see, across the line for Ohio State, and the Buckeyes are on the fence right now, trying to hold the fort. Watson and Gilbert are at end. Jennings and Edwards at tackles, Mate and Thomas at guards, and Laniger at center. Janowitz, Widows, Waite, and Newell are in the secondary. The California band, way over on the east side, is playing away. Let's listen for a moment. All right, we got a snatch of that, and we've got more than a snatch of football left. We have 10 minutes and 45 seconds left. That's plenty of time for anything to happen. And so the huge crowd of over 103,000. In the past year, 10,000 seats were permanently added to the Rose Bowl here at Pasadena. Pasadena is having one of its great days. This is one of the theme of the Tournament of Roses this year is our American heritage. And the Pasadena folks add every year to the American heritage. The parade this morning was breathtaking. 72 floats and every flower, a live flower. Man, I mean, people really stay up to see the year's change at Pasadena getting ready for the Parade of Roses. All right. Here are the Bears. First and 10 on the Buckeye 26 in a tight tee. Urban still running the club. Gives to, with the reverse, the gains nothing at all, a crisscross. He gives to Brunk, the left half, who tried to go back to right tackle, and he was hit down sharply by the left side of the Ohio State line, out of the Jennings and Watson. No gain on that one. She is second down and 10. 14-14 is the score stated. The ball resting on Ohio's 26. Ohio State trying for revenge. It's other Rose Bowl appearance, a 28-0 defeat at the hands of California in 21. Now we have Brock out as a sector on the left. Herb going back to pass. First time he tried to pass. Goes down through the middle and overshoots everybody, incomplete in the end zone. He was trying to hit Begovic, who was going straight down from left end. So she's 3rd and 10 for the Bears on the Buckeyes 26. For California, I check them with 8 passing attempts, only 2 complete, and 2 interceptions. Neither team has had a sustained passing drive. However, there was a very fine pass to Larry to Brock, which netted 61 yards and led to California's first touchdown, if you recall, in the second quarter. Now we have Monachino going out to the flanker on the left. Herb in there running the club today on the bench up there with Waldorf. There's Herb pitching back to his fullback Robinson, who gives on an end around, and the play is thrown for a loss. He gave to Monachino on a reverse. It's thrown for a loss at the 35. Herb pitched the ball to Robinson, who tried to give to Monachino, who's out to the flanker on the left. It looked like the end for the moment coming back, but it was the flanker coming back, and the play was broken up by Lanninger. Lanninger of the Buckeyes stole it at the 35-yard line, which meant 9 yards lost, and 4th down and 19. 4th and 19, and Bob Solari is coming in. Solari coming in with 1 play, and this causes California to be penalized 5 yards for delay of the game. So it is 4th down and 24. The ball resting now on the Buckeyes 40. California's been penalized 45 yards, Ohio State 35. So Solari is back in kick formation. 9 minutes remaining in the game, 14-14 tie. There is the snap, the kick. It's a Howland, which is going down into the end zone for a touchback if the play is legal. There's a handkerchief down on the green quad here of the Rose Bowl. That linesman handkerchief is down. I think Ohio State jumped offside. Wait and see. There's a discussion now between referee Blake and 2 team representatives. Ohio State is offside, and the penalty is going to be accepted by California, and this will give Solari a chance to try and kick out in the coffin corner. His punt just now went in the end zone. So it is 4th down and 19. The ball back on the 35-yard line. Ohio State penalized 40 yards now. So if you go back in kick formation, standing on the Ohio State 45. Good pass from center. He kicks it. It's trying to kick out of bounds on the west side, and he kicks dead on the 3-yard line. The ball is dead at the 3.5-yard line. The Ripkeys only knew what they were doing when they took another shot at that kick. So Ohio State, because of an offside penalty, instead of getting a touchback in the ball on the 20, now has to take it where it is dangerously close on the 3.5-yard line. So everything is jumping. 14-14. That's the score. The Gillette Cavalcade of Sports, happy to bring you the 36th annual Rose Bowl game. 103,000 looking on, and everything is very quiet. Now what do the Buckeyes do? They're in trouble. They're in a single wing over to the right. They've got the ball on their own 3.5-yard line. They give to the fullback, who's in there and out to the 10. Morrison carries them out from being in so close. Forward stepping in the secondary. So she's second down and about 6 to go. We got just short of the 10. We had a half a yard in there. Make it 2nd and 4. 2nd and 4. Second down and 4. Buckeyes trying to move the ball. They're in close. There is a drive with Paul trying to get out of there and get a first down. He's up to the 13-14. The second Kroger coming in from the secondary to stop it. This is not enough for the first down. It's at the 13-yard line, so it's 3rd down and a half. 3rd down and a half a yard to go. 14-14 tie. We haven't too much time remaining now for too many fireworks. 8 minutes left in the game. Ohio State in a hole by that last kick by Solari trying to get out of it. And there's the fullback Morrison running, and he stopped at the 15-yard line, but the referee's handkerchief is on the ground. I think the backfield is checked for moving in motion. Just a second. I think it's backfield in motion against Ohio State. That would be what the referee would be primarily calling, wouldn't it? That's what it is, backfield in motion. And Ohio State is penalized back to the 8-yard line. So she is third down and 5.5 yards to go. Third down, 5.5. 14-14 tie. This is a tough one. These two squads worked assiduously, worked very hard. They're in fine condition, and they've been battering, handing it out, both of them. Now the big California line digging in on 3 and 4 points. There's a give, now a call, a jump pass to the middle, and it is intercepted by California, I think, on the 15. Hold it. Just a second, California has intercepted Solari, defensive guard. No, he breaks it up. He doesn't intercept it. He broke it up. He didn't hold it. He fell and was jarred loose from it. It looked for the moment like he had it. Ray Solari almost turned the ball game right there, but he couldn't quite hold it. He jumped up, and as he came down, he lost it. So it is last down. So that was just an incomplete pass. Now Ohio State has Morrison back. Kick the ball out. He gets the low pass, and he gets his kick away just in time for the Bears. Let's see. Brunk lets the ball roll around, and Baldwin lets it roll around. Baldwin picks it up. He's down immediately on his own 40-yard line. Coming down by the Buckeyes to make the tackle was Jimmy Haig from right end. So California takes over. First and 10 on the 40. And that was quite a moment when it looked as though Solari just now had that pass. Didn't hold it. Knocked it down. A jump pass by Crawl. That was a great punt that Morrison just got out because the pass came to him low from center. He had to pick the ball up, and the California left end, Begovic, was almost on top of it. Okay, now California ready to go. In a tight D, 14-14 tie. There's Solari running the ball, pitching back to Brooks. The halfback comes to the line of scrimmage, goes for 3 yards, he's down to the 43, trying to go deep around right end. That was the left halfback running back deep, having the ball pitched back to him and trying to circle right in. So she is second down and 7 at the 43. 14-14 tie. 7.5 minutes left in the game. The blue-shirted Bears. Out of the huddle. Set. Monachino, the flanker on the left. Ohio State 6-2-3 right now. Solari keeping the ball, bootlegging it, going back for a pass. He's chased and he's hit back on the 30-yard line. He was punished on a play by Ohio State and by Jack Lanninger, who broke through and dropped him on the 30-yard line. Solari has a great habit of holding the ball with one hand down behind his knees and running with it and hiding it. But he didn't hide it from Jack Lanninger. And Lanninger punished him back to the 30-yard line and dropped it. An official discussion. Time held up for the governing bodies for the moment. California is inside, and Ohio State refuses and takes the play, of course. This pushes the ball back to the 30, 13-yard loss, which makes it third down and 20. Third and 20, a 14-14 tie. Solari, you know, will call in play in the book. Referee Blake, what if the clock started again? 7 minutes left. Brock goes out as a striker on the right side now. Solari reaching underneath Rick to take the ball. Keeps it. He's going back to pass. Nice protection. And runs. Finally throws a long one down deep. It is no good. It's intercepted. It's the second. It's intercepted by Ohio State unless the ball is ruled on the ground. Ohio State intercepts. Janowitz caught the ball just off the grass top. Holds it. The ball was intended for Begovic, but he never got it. It's an interception by Ohio State on its own 45-yard line. Moore just fingertipped the ball and breaking it up, and Janowitz held it. He dove for it. This string outfielders dive for low-line drives. He dove for it and held it. So there is a nice pass for California, and the third one intercepted by the Buckeyes to take it over on their own 45, a 14-14 game. Ohio State a single wing over to the right. There's Call running with the ball for 5 yards, for 8 yards, and he's downed on the California 47-yard line by Paul Baldwin coming up from defensive left half. And Call is limping a little bit on his left leg, but he goes back into the huddle very smartly. He runs down to make it the Bears 48, and it is second down and 3. He's all tied 14-14, 6.25 minutes remaining, and anything can happen. A pass interception now, and Ohio State is on the offense. There is a give to Call. It's through the center of the line, down to the 40, and on to the 38 for a first down. There was nothing wrong with left leg then. Humpert finally making the stop in the secondary. Also, Van Heurt was coming up to help him. So it is a first and 10 on the 38-yard line. 18 first downs for Ohio State to 11 for California. The 3 Ohio State pass interceptions have told very much on California. This third one just now turned the tide. The Bears trying to get out of the hole and get marching. 14-14 tie, single wing, over to the left. There's Call, giving the ball to Search on a reverse. No, that's Search for Hamilton. And no gain at all. Hamilton on a reverse, no gain. That play has not gained at all today with Hamilton reversing. In fact, it loses a yard, and it is 2nd down and 9. Ohio State on the California 39. Red Barber, defensive end, did not get sucked out of position and made the stop. So 2nd and 9, the Buckeyes on the Bears 39. 5 1/4 minutes left in play. 14-14 tie. Gillette State Razor Company mighty happy to send you this game over CBS. Now there's Savick back for a pass, and it is no good to Call at the 35-yard line. Call running into the left flat. Savick jumping to throw a pass and couldn't make it. Now we have Carl's Search coming in with a clock stop, and he's replacing Hamilton. So it is 3rd down and 9. Ohio State out of 14 passes is on the completed 5. 39 for the Buckeyes. 5 minutes left. Clock, of course, is frozen on the incompleted pass. The lights are shining. I mean, nobody's headed to the edges. They're really going to see this thing out to the bitter end. It's a tough one. 14-14. Two great squads. Singling over to the right now for the Buckeyes. Morrison spins, gives the ball, and it's a reverse to Search, and he's down behind the line. The Ohio State reverse has not been able to work. Lemon broke through there and tackled him on the 42-yard line. So it is 4th down and 12. Ohio State on the Bears 42. The reverse has not worked for Ohio State. Takes the set in to make it work that time. It's a new wing back. Didn't do it. That was the fullback giving to the quarterback and a kick back to the wing on the reverse. No dice. So Morrison's back in kick formation. Van Hewitt is back as a single safety man for California. Morrison kicking. Puts the ball to the high soft one. Van Hewitt waits and lets it hit on the 10. It hits on the 5 and rolls into the end zone for a touchback. So the Bears will put the ball in play out on their own 20. This will give us an opportunity to call for station identification as the CBS, the Columbia Broadcasting System.
The WBMR Theater Radio Building, Chicago.
Okay, here we go. The Bears come out of the huddle. It's a 14-14 tie. First down for California on their own 20. Scolari in there running the ball club. Fakes and pitches back deep to Bronco. Tries to come around right end. He's caught behind the line of scrimmage and still on the 15-yard line. The Buckeyes had at least 5 men in there on it. So that play doesn't go into place at all. Cut back on the 15. And time on referee Blake. The clock is stopped now with 3 minutes and 59 seconds remaining. 4 minutes, all intents and purposes. California out of the huddle, 2nd and 15 on the 15. Broncos out as a backer on the right. Scolari will call in play. Going back, he's got a pass, 2 back from his own 5. Throws down deep to the left, and it is no good to the 30-yard line to Begovic, the left end, who was going wide to his left. Widows is coming over to cover him. So it is 3rd and 15. California, I've jotted down 10 passes, only 2 complete. Three minutes, 45 seconds left. 14-14. Neither team is content to settle for a tie. They're each trying to win it. There's Scolari passing in from his own 5-yard line. He started to send Monachino out, calls him back and sends Bronk out. Bronk's the flanker on the right. And there is Scolari back for a pass. Nice protection, runs around, throws down deep. It's a long one as far as he can throw it, and it is no good. It is broken up by Dick Widows. The pass was intended for Bronk. There was the flanker from the right trying to outrun everybody. All Scolari did was dance around as long as he could, throw the ball as far as he could. He threw the ball. You see, he threw it over 55 yards to the air. He can throw it. So it makes it last down for the Bears. Scolari has hit the one long pass. They've got California on its way to its first touchdown. Now the Bears have got to get rid of it. Last down. 15 yards to go. Scolari back on his own 5. Hands outstretched. Flicks over the ball to snap. It's a bad pass. Scolari running with the ball. He's back on the 2-yard line. He tries to kick the ball on the dead run, and he kicks it out of bounds on the 15-yard line. The bad pass from center had it. He picked it up and tried to run. He kicked the ball left-footed. There is the instinct of a great athlete. He had to get rid of it on the dead run. He had to recover the bad pass from center. And he ran with the ball laterally on his 3-yard line, and he kicked it on the run as he was about to be tackled by Gilbert, the defensive right end of Ohio State, and he kicked it with his left foot. anything to get rid of it. He kicked it out of bounds on the 13-yard line. So there is the break. And Ohio State at a 14-14 tie has the ball on the California 13. The back doing a T. Started giving the ball, who drives to the 10. And it is second down and 7. Second and 7 at the 10. Baldwin coming in from the secondary after the line has piled it up. But now when I hand it to Solari, he got a bad pass and setup. He first of all ran with the ball when he knew he couldn't punch from where he was. And then when he realized he was going to be tackled, he's right-footed kicker. Remember, he kicked on the run with his left foot in a tremendous attempt to get rid of it, and he couldn't do much more than just get rid of it. Single wing over to the right. There's Morrison, the fullback, into the line, fumbles, he recovers on the bounce, on the 7-yard line, and we have 2 minutes left in the game. Morrison recovered his own bounce fumble on about the 7-yard line, and that play could almost have turned the tide around and let the Bears off the hook. But as it is, the Buckeyes have California on the spot right now. That play went to the 8-yard line, and it is third down. 3rd and 5 on the 8. 3rd and 5 on the 8. That was a break just now. Now in a T, Static reaching underneath the center, takes the ball, and gives the call, who runs around to the 5, and he's down at the 5-yard line. So, he gets to the 5, and it makes it now. Pass down, and 2 to go for a first down, 5 to go for the touchdown. And the crowd is roaring. 103,000, they're all standing. Fitz comes in to the halfback for the Buckeyes. Watson goes out, and Armstrong comes in at end. Static remains running the ball club. Morrison remains at fullback. And just a second, Ohio State has penalized 5 yards for delay of the game by sending in the substitute from the clock was not stopped. Ohio State charged 5 yards for delay of the game. The penalties are about as evenly distributed as the points. 45 yards against Ohio State, 50 against California. That's jotted them down, and they have missed 1 or 2. 2 minutes left in play. It's the Buckeyes ball now, 4th down. 7 to go on the 10-yard line. They're going to try a field goal. It's going to be a field goal. Withers will hold, and Haig will try and kick from the 18-yard line. At least that's what they're set for. Withers is in there. There's the spot. The kick. It is. It's good. It's good. Kicked the extra point after Michigan was offside to get Ohio State a 7-7 tie, a co-championship in the Western Conference, and get the Buckeyes here, has now broken a 14-14 tie with 1 minute and 55 seconds left, kicking from the 18-yard line, a field goal from the angle. And he had to kick it from the angle. That makes a 28-yard field goal because, as you know, in college ball, the goal post is 10 yards back. So it is Ohio State 17 and California 14. So Solari getting a bad pass in center. Couldn't do any more than kick the ball with his left foot on the run. Ohio State took over on the 15-yard line. And then West Fessler set in. He stopped the clock at 5 yards of penalty. And maybe the 5-yard penalty helped him because he got the ball at a less difficult angle for Haig to kick it. Woodall started it perfectly. So it is 17-14. And California, with 1 minute 55 seconds remaining, of course, is going to receive. And California kicks, Ohio State kicks off, Tripod booting the ball, and she goes down and to the 11-yard line where it's picked up by Brunk. And he runs back and he's hit on the 5. He's hit on the 5-yard line, slammed in there beautifully. There was a tremendous tackle on the play by Gandy, Chuck Gandy, who was in there with the kickoff unit, and California had to take over on the 5. Brunk took the ball on the 11 and thought he would just circle off to his right and drop back a little bit to let things open up, and Gandy came bowling in there, Chuck Gandy. So the Bears take over on their own 5-yard line. First down and 10, and we have a minute and a half remaining. It's 17-14 against the Bears. They've got Brunk and Frankel out to the right. Solari going back in the end zone to pass. There's a long pass thrown down deep. Brunk running out. He drops the ball and steps out of bounds at the 42-yard line. A completed pass. Wow. That's the second long one. Solari to Brunk today. First down and 10. Tight team. Bouchard in there, faking, and he goes back to pass himself, and he throws down deep into the left. Way deep it is. Intercepted by Ohio State on the 15-yard line. Run back up to the 20, to the 25, to the 30. Widows has got it, and he's down on the 38-yard line. Dick Widows. When he started playing ball at Ohio State, his dad was on the coaching staff. His father is now a football coach and athletic director at Ohio University. Dick Widows picks off the pass. That is the 4th pass Ohio State has intercepted out of 13 thrown by California. So the clock is now stopped with 1 minute and 5 seconds remaining. First down and 10, the Buckeyes on their own 38. And that, of course, was a play which sank the hearts of the Californians. Now the Buckeyes have their offensive unit in. The clock is ordered on its way. It is 17-14, Ohio State with a minute left. There's Morrison fumbling, picking up the ball, going in. Wait a minute, Savick, I think, dropped it and recovered it. Hold it. Savick, for the second time, has recovered a Morrison fumble. The passing from centers today has not been too active. The play is to the 35-yard line. So it's second down and 13. Savick recovered Morrison's fumble. A relatively low pass. We have 55 seconds left for the clock stop. Wait a minute, hold it, though. California's offside. So slip it, make it first down and 5. Ohio's ball on its own 43. California penalized 5 yards for being offside. 55 seconds remaining. 17 for Ohio, 14 for California. We're in the last minute of the game. Savick, quarterback, sneaks with the ball, trying to use up time, goes into the center of the line. Of course, that's the percentage play. Eat up time right now. He goes to the 45-yard line. 32nd down and 3 coming up. And we have 45 seconds left, and the clock is stopped. Timeout. Timeout on the playing field. California, of course. Savick, underneath the center, reaching for the ball. He holds it, goes into the line. I think he's gone far enough for the first down, or close enough. Of course, he's trying to use up as much time as he can. He nudges up to about the 49-yard line. It may be enough for a first down. The clock is stopped by the officials with 40 seconds remaining. It's a first down for Ohio State on its own 49-yard line. First and 10. So Savick, for Ohio State, 19 first down. California 12. The field goal by Jimmy Haig, whose extra point got the Buckeye Rose Bowl. It's now got the Buckeyes ahead. And now there's another timeout down on the playing field. They're trying to run in there and get the ball if they possibly can. Single wing over to the right. The ball is snapped back now to Call, who runs into the line and hits the 50. Jerry Call running in. Let's see, on the 50-yard line, it's all falls up. Down to the 49. Solari made the tackle. I said it was Call running from that halfback. The first time Call hasn't been a left halfback. That was Rod Swinehart that ran with the ball. Swinehart. Now let's see, we've got 30 seconds remaining. The clock has again been stopped by California. Savick reaches underneath the center. Takes the ball, runs in. He holds it, and the Bears, of course, try and tackle the ball more than they try and tackle him. They give it in yards as they try and take the ball away from him. He goes down to the 47-yard line. So she's third down, and we have 15 seconds left. The clock is running. We have 13 seconds left. 10 seconds left. We may not have another play. 8 seconds left. Ohio State 17, California 14. 5 seconds. 3, 2, 1. The ball is... The game was over. The ball was not a snap. The game is over. There was a victory, and the Buckeyes finally avenged a score that they'd been waiting for since 1921. California beat them then, surprisingly 28-0. So it is 17-14 in favor of Ohio State. It's a tremendous game, and I know that you'll be interested when I tell you that my folks, the Gillette people, have arranged to telecast the highlights of this tremendous Rose Bowl game by film over most of the television stations affiliated with CBS. And tomorrow night, the film of this Rose Bowl game will be seen in New York, Boston, Washington, Chicago, Cincinnati, Cleveland, Columbus, Dayton, and in Detroit. Showings will also be made in other cities either Thursday or Friday. So check your daily paper for time and for station. Well, as you can imagine, the Ohio State rooters have surged onto the field, patted their warriors on the back and have torn down the respective goalposts, and